In this wishlist series, I'm going to be talking about subjects in which the community and I believe didn't go well within Black Ops 4 for various reasons. This isn't to say everything in Black Ops 4 was bad. For example, the bunch of quality of life changes like box gifting, mule kick perk weapon icons, and many more we could list. Today's topic is Gobblegums versus Elixirs, which would be best as an MTX consumable system in Black Ops 5. This is a very hot topic in the community right now, with people stating they prefer one or the other. Therefore, in this video we will go in depth of both options and give my feedback for how the MTX consumable system could be improved for Black Ops 5. So first up is the Gobblegum system within Black Ops 3. Gobblegums were our first introduction of MTX consumables within the Zombies game mode. They provided the player with unique abilities. Some were active upon obtaining, like perk, which would grant the player all the perks within the map straight away. Some will activate immediately and last a certain amount of time or rounds. An example being the aftertaste Gobblegum, which would activate upon eating and would last 3 rounds, as long as the player doesn't swap out aftertaste or 4 rounds have passed. Aftertaste would let a player keep all perks after being revived besides quick reviving solo. The last Gobblegum style are manual activations. These Gobblegums are placed in your inventory, and when you press up on the D-pad it will make that Gobblegum activate. All Gobblegums that spawn power-ups like Dead Nuclear Winter work like this alongside various others. A few of the Gobblegums are free, but the premium Gobblegums are obtained by a Dr. Monty's factory. To use Dr. Monty's factory, you use a consumable currency called Liquid Divinium. Liquid Divinium can be obtained in-game or by purchasing via COD points. Earning Liquid Divinium can be done randomly via spending your points earned in a Zombies game, such as buying traps, doors, perks, Gobblegum machines, wall buys, mystery boxes, and Pack-a-Punch. Within Dr. Monty's factories, there's 3 ways of spending your Liquid Divinium. You can spend 1 Liquid Divinium for 1 VAT spin. This gives players access to the Gobblegum that appears in the first VAT only. 2 Liquid Divinium can be spent for a 2 VAT spin, which gives players access to the Gobblegum that appears in the first 2 VATs, and also the player can spend 3 Liquid Divinium for a 3 VAT spin. This gives players access to all 3 Gobblegums that appear. This system makes a direct translation of 1 Liquid Divinium equals 1 Gobblegum. There is a few exceptions to this rule, however. Within the 1 VAT and 2 VAT spins you can be granted with Power Boost instead of a Gobblegum. This will make their 1 VAT or 2 VAT spin become a 3 VAT spin without using any extra Liquid Divinium, thus granting more Gobblegum per Divinium. Another exemption is the reward doubler. This can appear within the 2 and 3 VAT spins. This will double all Gobblegums you get and can grant 4 Gobblegums with a 3 VAT spin. Another thing to note is that you can also spin extra Liquid Divinium from the factory, and this can also be doubled if paired with the reward doubler. After the main DLC season, Gobblegums could also be earned via Newton's Cookbook. This granted a way for players to swap out their undesired Gobblegums for more desired Gobblegums. Within Newton's Cookbook is another consumable currency called distills. You can obtain 30 distills for every 24 hours as long as you have made 3 recipes from the cookbook. Alternatively, you can also swap 3 Liquid Divinium for 30 distills as well. Within Newton's Cookbook will contain 3 different recipes at one time. This will convert 1 or multiple Gobblegums into 1 singular Gobblegum, or multiple of the same Gobblegum. These 3 recipes will swap out every 24 hours and all cost 10 distills each to create. Now that we've gone over everything about how to earn Gobblegums, let's talk about how you get them in game. Around all BO3 maps there are machines called Gobblegum machines. These machines can be used 3 times per round, with every purchase per round increasing. Within the DLC season itself, the first purchase on a round would cost 500 points. However, this was changed when Zombies Chronicles was released to allow a player's first purchase cost 0 points instead. The other 2 purchases will cost points in that round. The second and third purchase will depend on what round you are on. The Gobblegum machine would give you a random Gobblegum from your pre-selected 5 from before the game started. The Gobblegum machine would have a cycle system in place to make sure that you would get your Gobblegums equally spread out. For example, your first 5 purchases machine will go through all 5 of your Gobblegums. The 6 to 10 purchases will do the same thing, and this will continue forever. Now you have a better understanding of the Gobblegum system from Black Ops 3. Let's move on to the elixir system that appeared within Black Ops 4. Elixirs share a few similarities with the Gobblegum system. The elixir system will work semi-like how the manual activation Gobblegums worked in Black Ops 3. The elixir system then moved the auto activation Gobblegums to a new system called Talismans. Talismans were a way to change a game as soon as you spawn in. Talismans can include a way to change your starting weapon to an LMG, giving you one of the perks on spawn, or make you never lose a perk after downing. Unlike Elixirs and Gobblegums, there were no free talismans available to the player at all. All talismans and premium elixirs can be obtained from the laboratory. Here you can spend a consumable currency called Noobeygaming plasma. Noobeygaming plasma can be earned in game just by playing. The amount you earn depends on time and XP earned. You'll gain 1 plasma for every 1600 XP and 3 minutes of playtime. You must meet both to obtain the plasma. For example, if you wanted 10 plasma, then you need to get both 16,000 XP and 30 minutes playtime. Another way to earn plasma was by prestiging, where you'll be granted with 100 Noobeygaming plasma. The very last way to earn plasma within Black Ops 4 was via the contract system. This was added late into the DLC season of Black Ops 4, but allows you to complete challenges that reward XP and offer alongside it either 30 or 45 plasma or 1 or 2 reserve cases. Reserve cases aren't necessary to talk about in this video, as it's a system which relates more towards the multiplayer MTX system over the Zombies system. The plasma you earned can be spent within the laboratory in many ways. There were 3 standard options: Carbon Combo, which costs 30 Noobeygaming plasma, granted the players 3 elixirs and a small chance of earning a talisman; Argon Array, which costs 45 Noobeygaming plasma, that granted 3 elixirs, with one of them being granted to be rare or better with a moderate chance of a talisman; and finally Palladium Package, which gave the same elixirs as the 45 plasma spin, but instead guaranteed a talisman. After the DLC season, another option was unlocked permanently called the Titanium Treble. This deal cost 40 plasma and gave 2 any rarity elixirs and 3 times of a single elixir that was rare or better. For limited time, we would also be granted with other deals, with the most popular being a 100 plasma deal called Tungsten Tripler. This deal would grant players 9 rare or better elixirs and 3 talismans. The game will give free of all 3 elixirs and talismans that appear. In-game elixirs are now already in the player's inventory and don't need to be obtained via machine. This meant that players can choose when and where they can use and activate the consumables more easily. You choose the 4 you want to use in a match inside the career class screen, and these will take up the 4 D-pad slots. The talismans were also selectable via the career class screen and would just activate on a match's start. You can see that the Elixir system removed the simplistic nature of the Gobblegum system, especially with the translation of currency. However, it did allow more access to them within the games, since you can just activate them whenever and wherever you wanted, instead of relying on luck via machine. Now let's talk about what I think should be Black Ops 5's MTX system. I don't think any system should truly return to Black Ops 5 Zombies from BO4 or BO3. I do think that both could be improved upon, however. The Gobblegum machines force players into a small barrel of RNG from the machine. Meanwhile, the Elixir system took up too many buttons and space on screen to showcase items. In game, it would be nice to see the use of the Fate and Fortune card system from Infinite Warfare Zombies. Fate and Fortune cards are tied to a fillable meter similarly to the specialist weapon system within Black Ops 4. Within Infinite Warfare, you can fill up this meter by earning points and spending points within the map instead of per kill like BO4 specialists. Once you have filled the meter, you can use the left and right D-pad to select the card you want to use and then press L1 and R1 to activate it. You may notice that these are the same buttons that are used for Black Ops 4's specialist to use that card. This system can semi-replace the current specialist system alongside being the new Elixir system. Other in-game features can work alongside this, of course, by making earnable specialist and the shield on the up and down on the D-pad respectively. In Infinite Warfare Zombies, each player have 5 cards on them at one given time. Once they use one, they cannot use it again until they refill their deck by going to a fortune teller. Refilling the deck costs 3,000 points on the first attempt and 6,000 points on the second refill. If a player hasn't used a card before refilling, it will not count as being consumed. For earning the currency to obtain the new BO5 consumable, I think a hybrid of both the Gobblegum and Plasma system should be in place. To earn the currency, I think it should be based loosely on the Plasma system. This way you don't have to go out of your way unnecessarily buying things to make sure you get the maximum currency within a game like Black Ops 3's Gobblegum system. The XP and time system allows players to naturally play and still earn like normal. For spending the currency for the consumables, I think loosely based off Dr. Monty's factory, having one currency equals one consumable etc, but also taking the deals idea from the laboratory in Black Ops 4 would be the best solution. For example, maybe players can spin 5 of their currency for double everything on screen, therefore granting 6 consumables instead of 3 that they see on the screen. I believe this method would be best as it keeps the system very simple, and you can just simply mark it as you earn a currency for playing the game like normal, you spend one of that currency for one in-game consumable, but to also look out for deals to get more for your currency. One extra thing to note is that of course earning one currency will take longer and more XP to earn than BO4's Plasma's standard 3 minutes and 1600 XP. Anyways, this was the second part of my Black Ops 5 wishlist. You can watch the other wishlist videos in a playlist on the end card. Let me know what other topics you would like me to talk about in the comments. I've been Noobey, and I'll see you all next time.